What's up, everybody? We've got Dr. Jessica. She's a PT out here in Austin, Texas, and helped me personally deal with pec tear, rehabbing a hamstring, sprained ankle. I was like the tin man, and she helped me get through a lot of that stuff and start setting new PRs. So what we're going to talk about today is different exercises that you can do to help with things that might be stiff or immobile, and common things that a lot of people deal with, whether it's from injury or just a lack of motion in your life that you can benefit from. So one of the first ones we're going to talk about is a stretch for the brachial plexus. But could you tell us a little bit about that and some pointers for it?
Yes, absolutely. So what we're actually doing with this exercise is mobilizing your neural structures. So all your nerves come out from your spine, whether that's the neck or the upper thoracic spine, and they'll travel through this area down your arm and innervate all your muscles in this area. So they commonly get tight, especially if you sit at a desk, if you do, heavy weightlifting without enough stretching and mobility work. So for most people, even if they don't have pain, they're going to have tension. And that's what we're trying to reduce with this exercise. So the exercise is taking the nerves to their kind of end range of motion and then back out and repeating that so that you're essentially bringing more circulation to those nerves. And with that, they'll feel less pain, less tension, more movement, and generally everything around it from a muscle standpoint will also feel more mobile, less stiff.
Right, and so you'll take it through different ranges of motion. Yes. About how many sets and reps should you do of this? And then how many days per week should somebody add that into their routine?
So you want to make sure you're getting good range. So for instance, I like to have people start here, kind of like they're holding a waiter's tray, and then they're extending their arm, dropping that tray out. As you're doing it, you most likely will feel tension somewhere along here. That's normal. You're going to the point of tension comfortable for you. So if this is all you get, that's all you're doing it. But over the course of reps, you'll notice that that tension decreases and you can go farther. To increase it even more, you're going to add that neck component, and you can go away, you can go towards the same region, and you're just essentially mobilizing nice and smoothly. And then you want to take it through a couple of different ranges of motion, because you'll notice certain ranges, depending on what you do, will feel more tight than others. From a reps frequency standpoint, if people sit at a desk and they're having pain, I usually tell them to do, 10 or 20 an hour. If it's more just, a maintenance thing or to keep mobility, it's great to do a couple times throughout the workday or before, you're weightlifting or playing a sport, just to help kind of mobilize and increase blood flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you it's made a huge difference. So another one is called a sciatic nerve glide. So after a hamstring injury, I guess the healing wasn't overseen properly. So things kind of got tight and they removed the ability of that nerve to move. And so I had a lot of nerve pain constantly. And the nerves would fire off in the bottom of my foot and they would hurt really bad. And I thought it was some kind of damage to my arch. I didn't realize it was nerve. Mm-hmm. But then started working with Jessica and she showed me this sciatic nerve glide, which has been awesome. So let's talk a little bit about that and even demo it.
Yes, absolutely. So the nerves control the muscles. They kind of go through and are the power source for the muscles. They do a lot that most people don't realize. So a lot of people, when they feel tight in their legs, they love to stretch their hamstrings. And that actually is detrimental to the sciatic nerve because it compresses it and takes out the little oxygen that it did have away. So the nerve glide itself is going to, again, bring in that circulation, bring in that oxygen to the nerve, make it move better. And then when the nerve is moving better, the muscles around it will relax and move better as well. So if you were to stretch your hamstring and your sciatic nerve is irritated, the static stretch would irritate the nerve even more. If you were to mobilize the nerve, you would help both the nerve and the tight hamstring. So for most people, I'm giving them more of an active type of nerve mobility or hamstring stretch to do as opposed to the static stretching, just so that you're getting, from your low back down to the arch of your foot moving in the right way. For most people, I like to have them do it lying down.
Yeah, so we'll guinea pig it.
Yeah, so go ahead and lie down on your back. So you're going to put your hands behind your leg, and this is generally your starting position. It should feel comfortable. If it's too intense for your low back, you can always bend this knee and make it a little bit less intense. starting position is here. You're going to straighten the knee up just till you feel that increased tension. Then you're going to pop your toe up towards your head. You'll feel a little bit more tension. Then you're going to relax your foot and relax your leg. So it's a 4-step process. You're doing straight knee, pop your toe, relax your leg. And as you do more repetitions, you'll notice less tension, more mobility. And for some people, like you have pretty good mobility. I can tell you've been doing your homework. Yeah. For some people, they can't get their knee this straight, and that's totally normal to begin with. As you do more, you should be able to get it straighter like this. So this is great for chronic back pain, hip tightness, hamstring issues, calf, foot, all of it. Mm-hmm. It's a very good, efficient exercise.
Well, it's been a game changer. And while I'm down here, we should probably do the trunk twist too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is like a thoracic lumbar rotation. So you're going to lie on your side, bottom leg is going to be straight, top leg is bent, and your upper body, you're essentially trying to rotate up and open without your hips rocking back. And that's really going to open up your shoulder, your chest, your spine, and your hips. So this is a great one to do, before a workout, before a sport, after a long work day, if you sit at a desk. You're pretty tight. Some people obviously can go all the way back to the floor, but everybody is
not as bad.
Yeah, it's gotten better. But everybody is kind of working again in your range depending on what your body needs. And you can always adjust the bend or the position of the legs to change where you feel the stretch in your back and your hips.
There was a lot of elbow pain that I was having with nerve. So what do you call these where you're pulling up with it?
So this is biasing your ulnar nerve. So for you in particular, it was your ulnar nerve that was tense and causing your pain. So to bias that nerve, you're going to do more of this type of motion. And if people can tolerate it, I like to have them make the okay sign. And goal is to, get it up towards your eye so that you're really just mobilizing that ulnar nerve throughout your arm. Again, you'll feel tension, so you're working in the range that's comfortable, but that helps your elbow, so that's great.
And there's one more stretch because we talked about ankle mobility too. If you haven't checked out the podcast that we had Jessica on, you should definitely listen to that. We'll put a link in the description of this video. We really go in depth about some cool PT stuff. But you're the master of this ankle stretch. It doesn't look nearly as cool when I do it. So if you want to demonstrate.
Yes. So you're actually mobilizing your talocrural joint. So you're trying to increase your dorsiflexion, which is how much your ankle can move up. So what you're going to do in this position, if your knee allows, you're going to try to keep weight through your heel as you're driving your knee over your second toe. And as you get to your end range, you'll feel a little tension here. That's what you're trying to work in and out of without your heel popping up so that you can make the joint move better as opposed to just trying to stretch your calf muscle. If this is too challenging for people or if there's knee pain or hip pain, you can also do it with your foot on a step and same type of motion. But you really feel it in the joint itself of the ankle as opposed to simply just trying to stretch your calf muscle. And so it's great for, jumping, squatting, deeper leg lifts, running, all of that kind of stuff. People have really good response to increased ankle mobility because most of us are stiff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's something that I personally added into my own squat routine. And having that increased ankle mobility helps keep the torso more upright when you're going to full depth, which can definitely add pounds to your lifts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some good, helpful information out of it. And if you enjoyed it, you can let us know by liking it, leaving us a comment about what you like most and what you might want to hear us talk about next. So be sure to go check out Dr. Jessica's Instagram, which we'll also have in the description because she puts up great content all the time, super helpful tips. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you see all of our cool stuff. See you next time.